The first time I worked a night shift at Westbrook Public Library, I thought it would be peaceful, a quiet escape from the noise of life. But peace isn't what you find there after dark. The silence is too heavy, too aware, as if the walls themselves are listening. The hum of the fluorescent lights wasn't steady. It pulsed like a heartbeat. Every creak from the old floorboards echoed like someone pacing behind me. The clock ticked toward midnight, and I could almost feel the building holding its breath. I told myself it was my imagination, that every old building feels haunted at night. But when the lights flickered again at exactly 11:47 p.m., I remembered what the janitor, Mr. Harley, had warned me. Never go down to the basement after 11. You don't want to be catalogued. I laughed back then. But that night, my laughter turned into silence. On the monitor, Primera Subtle movement, the basement lights flashing on and off, in perfect rhythm, like someone walking past the sensors. But the basement had been sealed since 1984. My hand trembled as I reached for the flashlight, whispering to myself that it was probably just rats. I didn't believe my own words. The door to the basement was locked with a massive padlock. My keyring was useless, until I found something odd. Taped under the front desk was a rusted brass key with a note attached in shaky blue ink. Use only if you must know the truth. My breath hitched. I don't know what part of me decided it was a good idea to open that door. But curiosity always eats reason alive. The padlock snapped open with a metallic echo that rang too long. The air beyond the door was colder than winter. My flashlight beam cut through a thick wall of dust as I descended. Every step creaked, and faint whispers rippled below, layered like a dozen people murmuring at once. It sounded like air at first, or maybe the wind moving through old pipes. But then I started catching words. Fragments of sentences. My name wasn't one of them. Not yet. When I reached the bottom, I froze. The basement wasn't abandoned. It was alive with books. Shelves stretched endlessly in every direction, and every spine was blank. No titles, no markings, just rows of empty covers. Only one book stood apart, a red one, resting on a small pedestal beneath a flickering light. I stepped closer, unable to stop myself. The air pressed down heavier with each inch. I brushed dust off the cover and read the title, The Library, as Creepiest. Secret After Dark. The same words I'd seen on a ghost story forum years ago. As soon as I whispered them, the bulb above me exploded. The flashlight flickered. The whispers stopped, and then the air around me seemed to breathe. Primera looked down, and the red book was open on its own. The first line was written in dark, precise ink. Daniel, checked in at 11:47 p.m. Not yet checked out. My hands went numb. My own name. I backed away, but the pedestal didn't move. My light began to pulse like a heartbeat, and every shelf seemed to shiver in sync. Behind me, a soft exhale, too close. Primera turned fast. Nothing. The silence returned, thick and alive. Then the whisper came, this time directly in my ear. A woman's voice saying, "You opened the wrong book." My flashlight blinked once, twice, then died completely. A cold fingertip traced the back of my neck, slow and deliberate. My body locked up. When I turned again, she was there at the Libreria, or what was left of her. Her skin was paper pale, eyes hollow and dripping black ink that ran down her cheeks like tears. She smiled too wide, holding a ledger in one hand and a pen made of bone in the other. "You forgot to sign out," she whispered, her voice echoing from everywhere at once. I stumbled back into a shelf that shouldn't have been there a moment ago. Books tumbled open around me, pages fluttering violently, words bleeding through them, hundreds of names, hundreds of dates, each followed by the same phrase, "Not yet checked out." I ran. I don't even remember choosing a direction. The basement twisted around me like a living thing. Every aisle looked the same, but no matter how far I ran, I kept ending up back at the pedestal. The red book sat there, waiting, breathing. My chest burned, my throat raw. The whispers turned to chants. Pages flapped like wings. "Ten primeras a, doble them people. or what was left of them, standing motionless between shelves. Their eyes were gone, their mouths muttering words I couldn't understand. Each one clutched a book open to their own name. The missing librarians, the night workers, the patrons, all still here, reading forever. The librarian appeared again, closer this time, tilting her head like a curious bird. Her dripping smile stretched farther than human skin should allow. "Now you belong to the shelves," she said, voice layered with others. The air thickened, pressing into my chest like drowning. I fell forward, landing on an open book that instantly bled black ink up my arms, crawling beneath my skin like veins of shadow. I screamed, clawing at my skin, but the ink just sank deeper. The librarian crouched beside me, whispering in that calm, endless tone. "Do you understand now?" Behind her, names burned across the walls, glowing faintly like fireflies. And mine was the brightest, pulsing red. The light burst once more, and the red book snapped shut. When I opened my eyes, it was morning. The basement was silent again. The shelves stood still, the air unmoving. The pedestal remained, but the book was closed, sealed with a faint mark of ash across the cover. I stumbled upstairs, half believing I had dreamt the whole thing. Mr. Halley saw me first. His face went white. "You went down there," he said, trembling. He shouldn't have. He handed me an old newspaper clipping, yellowed with age. The headline read, "Librarian dies in basement fire. Body never found." The blurry photo was unmistakable. The same smile. The same hollow eyes. "She keeps the catalog," he muttered, "and once you're written in it, you never leave." I quit that morning, but quitting didn't matter. That night, I couldn't sleep. I checked the library's online catalog out of curiosity. There it was. A new entry, Daniel's Special Collection. I tried deleting it. It reappeared seconds later. I unplugged my laptop, turned off Wi-Fi, shut everything down. Still, my speakers hissed with faint whispers. Checked in. Not yet. Checked out. I threw the laptop across the room, but the voice only grew clearer. The screen glitched to a live feed of the library basement. The camera panned slowly until it focused on the red book. It opened on its own. The pages turned until it stopped on a new line. Daniel reading in progress. The whispering became laughter, not loud, but everywhere. Now, when I walk past any bookshelf, any stack of papers, even when I scroll on my phone, I can hear it faintly. The sound of pages turning, my name echoing beneath it. I stopped trying to fight it. You can't escape a story once it writes you in. So if you're listening to this now, and the room feels a little colder, don't look behind you. Don't say the title out loud. The librarian hears every whisper, every name spoken near her story. Once you know about the library's creepiest secret after dark, she marks you, too. You'll start to hear it, the faint rustle of paper, the quiet shuffle in empty rooms, the whisper that sounds almost like your name. And when you finally do, it's already too late. You've been checked in. The only question now is when she'll come to file you away, and she always finishes her collection. Always.